Alright, so here's the tutorial regarding making the animation reveal for your BurgerKing rig, as I described that I would update and make for you guys. Okay, so first thing what I did was I deleted the extra layers with the top bun, the burger text, the king text, and the bottom bun. The reason why is that I just wanted to start from scratch because other students were not sure how to do that again. So first thing I'm gonna do, all right, I'm gonna go left click and I'm gonna carefully go over here and then I'm going to marquee select all of that. Again, I'm gonna left click and I'm gonna select like that. That way it selects everything that I need, which includes the geometry, the deformers, and the controller. Okay, again, that's the geometry, the bend deformer, and the controllers for the top bun. Then I'm gonna go over here or add selected, create a new layer and assign selected objects. Alright, so that's that. Double click, underscore top underscore bun, and maybe just another underscore. So save. Okay, so that's how I did that. Then, you know what? Let's put a reference on it to lock it out for now, because I want to only select what I need. Next, I'm going to select the burger. So left click, marquee, drag, and select like that. Just for the burger. Do it very carefully. Do not select anything else. Then I'm going to go over here, click that icon again, made a new layer, double click, highlight underscore, name it burger. There you go, burger and underscore. Save. Boom, boom, boom. Good. Let's put an R on it for reference. Next, I'm going to select the king text. So I'm going to left click, shift drag, select only this area right here. Okay. Click that, double click, underscore king, underscore, and save. Now, that is also like that. Stop it. I'm going to hit R for reference. Finally, let me hide king for now. Finally, for the bottom bun, left click, left click and drag and select only this. Do not select down to here, only up to here. Okay, carefully. Good. Now, click on, click too much. Right there, that's the one. Good. Double click, underscore, bottom, underscore, bun, underscore, and save. There you go. Alright, now I'm going to click back on the king text. I'm going to unclick the references because I don't need it to be referenced anymore. I don't have to worry about selecting something and assigning a layer. Alright, now I'm going to just reorder my layers. First, I'm going to select the top bun, middle mouse click and hold, and I'm going to or top bun. Alright, so left click on the top bun, middle mouse, click and hold, and I'm going to drag it up. So that's how I did that. Next is the burger. I'm going to middle mouse click, drag up, like that. Next is the king text, middle mouse click and drag up. And finally the bottom bun. So there's top, burger, king, and bottom bun. Finally, there's this, the main controller. Don't mess with the main controller, just leave it alone. So that's how we made the layers and organized it. Next, time to set up some other things. Make sure this is on down here. This is the auto keyframe toggle. Make sure it's red. Before it was not. Make sure it's turned on. Auto keyframe toggle. Next is over here. Animation preferences. The little gearbox with the man running. Click on that. Make sure your frame rate is 24 frames per second. Then playback. Let's make it 40 and 40. Alright, so 0 and 40, 0 and 40. Only mess with that. Make sure it's 24 frames per second. Alright, playback speed 24 frames per second. By default, it might be set to play every frame. Make sure it's 24 frames per second. Super important. And your update view, make it all. That way, if you have several cameras running, it will animate in all cameras at the same time. And that's about it. Make sure everything else matches up with yours. Hit save. Alright, so that's good. So that was our preferences. Next, let's go over setting up our shot composition. So I'm going to go up here, display render settings, click on that. Remember this guy right here. Let's go to the comment tab. And close all of those. Image size. Let's go just manually type it in. The width is going to be 1080. Height is going to be 1920. So that's 1080 by 1920. And I just hit enter just to make sure and then close. Okay, good. We got that. Next, let's go over to up here. And then film gate. Resolution gate. Just turn on resolution gate and gate mask. This is gate mask. This is resolution gate next to the show and next to the render. These two little icons, super small. Just turn those on. That way we get to see that this is our shot composition. And it's more evident when I'll show you after. Now under panels, and we're gonna go layouts, two panes side by side. Okay, panels, layouts, two panes side by side. Click that. Now for this panel here, panels, panel, graph editor. All right, remember that. Now if you look over here, as I mentioned before, when I have two panels running, right, you see when I do this, if you look carefully, this, you get to start to see the actual composition. So, this is for, let's say, Instagram, TikTok, blah, 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 blah. All right. And if you notice, the camera perspective, it starts to get distorted, more exaggerated. That's because of when we zoom in, and also the shot, the way it's composed, and the camera settings. So you could keep it like that, or there's a way to bring it back to normal too. Okay, so let's discuss that. Now, if you don't like this, this exaggerated I think what you call it, fisheye lens view, almost in a way, where things get distorted, right? What you do is go over to the camera. It's under the view, select camera right here. Okay. Then under attributes, this wasn't discussed in class, but might as well discuss it now. Under focal length is at 35. That's the default. If you set to say something like 45, if you look over here, it starts to normalize better, less distortion. You see that? Still a little bit there, but less. So you know, you maybe could put it like say at 45. Okay. Brings it back to a little bit more normal. So you could keep it to like say 45. Again, that was over here. Select camera, and it's selected. Go over here, focal length 45. All right, that's a little bit extra tidbit of information. Next, let me get rid of this over here for now. It's kind of distracting me. All right, good. All right, so we got that. Now I'm gonna stretch this back out because I don't need it. Put this to channel box. All right. Next, we can start to animate. Yeah. All right. So we're gonna animate by using the outliner most of the time. I'm gonna select the top bun, and I'm gonna shift select the bottom, shift select the burger control, and shift select the king control. Okay. Then I want to make sure I go to frame 0. All right. And I'm gonna pull it up, maybe right around here. Yeah, I just want to make sure that I don't see it. So if I pull this back, yeah, maybe a little bit more around here. For sure I won't see it now. So that's about, you know, it says here 96. You could do that. You could kind of pick and choose if you want to be, you know, have a little bit more freedom between, I guess, 85 and 100. You kind of choose, you know. But main thing is that it's way above there. Not like super high, like crazy high, like ridiculously high. I mean, you could try, see where it goes. But I'm going to put mine right around here. Maybe a little bit higher. Maybe about 100 or whatever, you know. Alright, so that's set. That's on frame 0. Okay, make sure at frame 0. Okay, hit. Then I just hit S. I have here auto keyframe selected, but for right now it doesn't seem to update, which is really strange. So I just hit S in case, which shows it's in red right now. You know, that means keyframed. And if you look over here, there's a little tick, a red line that shows us it's keyframed, but it should do it automatically, but it just didn't. But maybe it will update after. It's just something strange right now. All right, so that's on keyframe 0. Okay. Then the next thing I'm gonna do is I'm gonna unselect everything. I'm gonna just select the top bun. No, the bottom bun. Select the bottom bun while you're on frame 0. I'm gonna zoom out a bit, and then with the bottom bun over here on frame 0, just to verify, I'm gonna go to keyframe maybe 11, and then I'm gonna drag it down close to where 0 is. Make sure that it doesn't make contact. And then over here under the bottom button controller, I can type in 0. That way, for sure it's at 0. And if you look over here, it set the keyframe. So the auto keyframe is actually working. Okay, so that's good. Alright, now the hotkey to play the animation is on the PCs, it's Alt and V. And I believe for Macs it should be Option. Yeah, I think it's Option. So there we go. There's the first drop. Boom. Alright, good. So again, frame 0 is way up there. You know, I put mine to like 100 or whatever. And the next keyframe is frame 11. When I say keyframe means major poses, major contact points, you know, major movements, you know, from point A to point B. That's the keyframe. So that the keyframe is at 11. That's the contact. I set to 0. So it landed. So whatever moves and falls and lands, it's gonna bounce. So it needs to bounce. And in the lecture, I mentioned that it's gonna be about 5 frames. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's frame 16. Now at frame 16, which is 5 frames, I'm gonna pull it up, say right around here. I chose right around here because visually we need to clearly see that it's bouncing up and it's a high bounce. Maybe right around here. Okay, like that. On frame 16. I also explained in class that I chose 5 frames because 5 frames is, you know, the minimum amount you want to show for a fair amount of distance traveled, okay? For your eyes to read well, and it's not too fast and jarring. So from here, pop, pop, pop. See how the spacing between each image, all right, is nice and steady. Okay, again, that's 5 frames. That's the reason why I chose 5. And then it also has to do with, like I said, the spacing between each object. And also the amount of time I want it to feel like. Meaning 5 frames is really a poppy type of animation. You'll feel it with your eyes. That's the reason why I chose that. Anyway, so it's up in the air. Now it needs to come back down because it's a bounce. So on the coming down, I chose another 5 frames. And I can scrub that, which would be frame 21. And I'm going to pull it down. I mean, that's too much. So I can go into my outliner, type in 0. Make it perfect. Okay. And that's that first major bounce. Then to make it more interesting, I want to settle into a more of a subtle bounce. So for the subtle bounce, I chose 3 frames. 1, 2, 3. That's frame 24. And the subtle bounce, I'm going to pull up right around here. So it's literally half of what it was before. So that's frame 24. And then frame 27 is going to finally settle on frame 27. And I'm going to go over here and type in 0. So review from 21 up, that's 24, and down, 27. So that's the settle. So let's play that. Alt and V. Okay. Now, if you look, you know, it does this job, but we can make it better than that. Meaning that right now, to me, it looks kind of mechanical. Now we can fine tune it, okay? And this is how we fine tune it. I need to grab the controller, okay? Now I need to use the graph editor. I'm gonna go over to the graph editor and hit spacebar so that I only see the graph editor. Okay. Now it looks like I said in class, it looks really intimidating because it looks like math and graphs and lines and numbers and a whole bunch of other crazy stuff. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna just left click, drag, and marquee select everything. Then I'm gonna go over here, this icon where it says break tangents. Now I broke the tangents. I'll explain that after. Now if you don't see the icons for whatever reason, go to tangents, break tangents. Okay. So now I taught in class that the graph editor, it's a visual representation of the speed, velocity, and the time in terms of keyframes of the movement. That's the best I can describe it. So what I'm going to do is on this keyframe right here, that's 11. I marquee selected it. Okay. Now we're going to manipulate the velocity of it coming down. Right now it's a gradual coming down. See from here? Gradually coming down. This is a down point. This means you translate y, you're up and down, but showcase as a velocity. Now see this line right here, it's a more of a gentle coming down. I'm going to make it more of a pop. So I select that, I select the handle. Okay, so you select that, you select the handle. You have to do that, and then the handle. Then middle mouse, hover over the handle. Middle mouse, click and hold. The crossbar will activate. Now you do that. You drag it right around here. Don't do stuff like this, just right around here. Maybe right around, yeah. This means is that it's more of the velocity of it coming down is more extreme. Before it used to be like ba 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 ba. Now it's more like boom, boom. Okay, we did that. Now I'm gonna left click, drag, and select just that handle. Middle mouse, click and hold, and pull it up. So that's what I mean by break tangents. These are your tangents like in Illustrator. Just like in Illustrator, you can break the tangents. Which is what I did. Before, it was not broken, and both tangents would be manipulated, like in Illustrator. Next, I'm going to come up. I'm not going to touch that. I'm going to manipulate the down action. So I'm going to click that. Left click that. Handle. Middle mouse, click and hold, and pull it up. Okay. Now I'm going to left click that handle. Middle mouse, hold, and drag, and like that. Okay. Then I'm going to click that handle, middle mouse. Ooh, let me undo that. I made a mistake. See how it's super easy to make a mistake. Let's click, drag, and select the keyframe. Left click and drag, select the handle. Middle mouse, hold, and pull. And there you go. Now I'm gonna spacebar, hit the spacebar. Now I'm gonna go into this area here. Spacebar. Reselect the controller, hit Alt or Option and V. See how much more natural it is? So that's what you're able to do with the graph editor. There's no other way to do this but except for the graph editor. Okay. So let's just quick review. This is what it should look like. Okay. Remember I shift drag and selected all of it, went up here, break tangents, and I carefully went in and fixed these tangents. Only the down tangents. This here is 0. 0 meaning 0 height. Okay. This up here is the highs. And this right here is the next high. And then the final down. Okay. So for example, I'm going to zoom out a bit. I'm going to go to frame 0. This is frame 0, 0. See how high it is up here? Here it is up here. Okay. Then frame 11, down there, which is down there. Frame 16, which is here, which is here. Frame 21, which is here. Frame 24, which is here. And frame 27, which is here. Alright, so that's that. Next, I need to... Now I'm happy with that. So now I'm going to select the king controller from the outliner. I don't want to select it from here because I could accidentally possibly select the bend deformer or some other controller. That's why I selected from here. That's the reason why. Alright, so we got our first keyframe up there. Now what I'm going to do is, for the king, the next frame is frame 13. Okay, frame 13. For the bottom bun, its contact point was frame 11. But for the king, it's going to be frame 13, which is 2 frames more than for the bottom bun. I chose 2 frames more padding because I want the king text to drag behind the bottom bun in terms of the movement, meaning it's gonna lag behind. So that's the reason why I chose frame 13. I'm pulling it down. When I pull it down, it can only go down to this much because the fact that the bottom bun is bouncing up and the king is coming down on frame 13. Okay, so let's play that. I'm gonna drag and play. You see the lag effect? So on frame 11, remember frame 11 for the bottom bun was its contact point where it hit the floor. But for the king, remember I told you I made it to frame 13. So that made it lag behind, which is that this gap between here, that's the lag effect. So that's the trick that I did, you know, for the king's contact point coming down. You know, I'm trying to explain why I'm doing things I'm doing. So boom, boom. All right. So now the king is making contact with the bun. And again, you can see that the keyframe is already set. I just want to make sure the contact point is solid. Maybe pull it down a little bit right there. Perfect. All right, so that's that. Next, I'm gonna go to frame 18 because, like I said before, on frame 18 is the king's first major bounce. Okay, off of the bottom bun. Frame 18. Boom, 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 boom. But as you can see, there's this going on. So basically, the king is staying put because I didn't input any more movement while the bun is doing its thing. So remember I mentioned that this is the king's first bounce. So it needs to go up. And for its first bounce, it's going to be a decent sized bounce. So I'm going to pull it up to right around here. Not in relation to this, but in relation to where it was before. Alright? So I'm going to go back to frame 13 and see it was in relation to where it is right now. Up, 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 up. Okay? So here, up. See? Like that. Right around this much. The reason I chose this is because if you put it, say, down here for the bounce, it's a relatively minor bounce, and your eye will not read it as much. It won't pop. Alright? So right around here. Maybe a little bit more if you want. Okay? But not like something like this. I mean, you could, but it's a little nuts. Like, this is a whole lot of energy being produced off of a bounce. Okay? That's the reason why. But right around here, this is reasonable that, hey, off of a bounce, it'll come up this much. That's the reasoning behind it, which is really important to know, understand the reasoning behind what I'm doing. Alright, so that's frame 18. Maybe a little bit more. Right around there. Nice bounce. Okay, so that was 5 frames. From here, pop, 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 frame 18. Alright. So, another super important animation hotkey is how to skip between major keyframes. So on your keyboard, you should see the greater than, less than symbols. So there's your greater than, I think. Anyhow, the way I should explain is the first symbol, I don't know if you call it greater than or less than. You see where I'm getting kind of confused? So the first symbol for the greater than, less than sign, which is the left one, and the right one, right? Those arrows. The greater than, less than, which is basically the comma and the period, right? Underneath your option key, or at least for PCs, the Alt key, right? So I'm going to hold down Alt, or for Macs it's Option, right? And I'm going to hit the right greater than, less than sign. Okay? Or, no, that's to scrub. If I go the left then, the left greater than, less than sign, it goes that way. If I hit the right greater than, less than sign, it goes that. Okay? If I go again, left, the left greater than, less than sign, pop, pop. And then the right greater than, less than sign, pop, pop. You see how I'm scrubbing through major keyframes. So that's the left, this is the right. Left, pop, pop. Right, pop, pop. That is the greater than, less than sign. Sorry I couldn't explain it better, it's hard to explain it that way. But that's the greater than, less than sign when we hit those. If you want to scrub through the keyframes individually, you hold on the Alt, okay? And then the left greater than, less than sign. See, that's how you scrub without using your mouse. And then you hold it down again, which is the Alt or the Option. And while holding it down, you use the right greater than, less than sign. And the left greater than, less than sign. Right greater than, less than sign. That's how we control it. Alright. Sorry, I know it sounds a little confusing, yeah. Okay. So that was frame 18. Set 13 right now, and frame 18 is the up. Now it needs to come back down. I said before, it's 5 frames for the coming down. So I'm holding down the Alt or the Option key, and then the less than sign, which is the right key, which is the period key as well. Okay, when you look at it, you'll see it's the period key. Alright, so hold on your Alt/Option and click the less than sign. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 frames. Now it needs to come back down. I'm gonna zoom in. Alright, there we go. That's the come down. It also helps because of the fact that on frame 18, right, where it goes bounced up, you notice how it's this much space, but as we move forward, there's more space being generated because the bun is coming down itself. So those 5 frames will help that. See? Alright, good. So now I make contact. On frame 23, now for the settle bounce. Alright, it's settling in, but it needs to bounce a little bit. So for the little bit bounce, I gave it 3 frames. So we can go 3 frames. 1, 2, 3. Frame 26. And here is where it was from before. Alright, we're taking this into consideration. This was its contact point. From here, I'm gonna go up right around here. Just a little bounce. So that's on frame 26. Okay, while having the King controller selected. Frame 26. And then frame 29, boom, boom, boom. 3 frames, right? I'm gonna drag it down. Make contact right around there. Frame 29. And then frame, I'm gonna go ahead 1, 2, 3, 4 frames. 4 frames. And then I'm gonna pull it back up to 0, which is under the King control channel box. Under translate Y, type in 0, and there we go. We zeroed out. Back to beginning. Alright. So again, frame 29 to frame 33. That's the settle. And like I said before, just bear with me. You can either left click and just kind of drag through, or like I said, hold on the Alt, aka the Option key, and the less than sign, which is also the period. Right, the period. So hold on Alt/Option and the less than sign, aka the period, and click, 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 click. There you go. Okay, good. Now let's play it. Again, that is Alt, Option, and V. Okay? Pretty good. Very believable. Now, but we can make this better. Okay? A lot of beginner animators, they'll be happy with that. But I'm gonna teach you the right way. So, spacebar. We're gonna go to the graph editor for the King text, the King controller. Select from there, remember. Going to here, spacebar. I'm gonna hit F. That way it frames everything. F. I'm going to select everything. I'm gonna go break tangents. Or over here, break tangents, okay? I'm gonna hit the less than sign, also known as the period, to go to the next frame, select it, select the controller, middle mouse over the controller, drag it like that. Then I'm gonna select this controller with the left mouse, and I'm gonna middle mouse drag it up. Then I'm gonna hit the less than sign, also known as the period, select that, left click and select that, middle mouse drag up, left click select left click, left drag click, select that, middle mouse hover over, select it, pull it up. Then I'm gonna select this. I'm gonna hit F because I want to frame it closer. Again, that's F. I'm gonna select that, middle mouse, and drag it up. Then I'm gonna select that, and middle mouse, and drag it up. Maybe hit F again, or select that. Now I'm gonna select that and hit F so I can frame a little bit better too. Alright, that looks good enough, but maybe I'll select that again, this one. Select that controller, maybe drag it down. Again, when I manipulate this, middle mouse hover over and drag it down. See? Now I unselected everything, hit F. Now you're back up here. Okay. Hit spacebar. Go over here, hit spacebar. I'm gonna hold on Alt, or should I say Option, Alt, Option, whatever, and press V to play. See how much more smoother and buttery the movement is. It's very nice. Very fun to watch. Alright, so that was for the king. Now let's animate the burger. Okay. I'm zooming out. Ooh. Way up here. Okay. Now let's go to frame 0. Alright. And then for the burger, its contact point when it comes crashing down is at frame 15. So I'm gonna scrub through to frame 15. Okay. I chose 15 because it is 2 frames longer than the burger text. So I'm using the strategy of lagging behind another object, which would be the burger text. So burger text comes on frame 13. The king text comes down on frame 13. I'm making the burger text come down on frame 15. 2 frames. I'm dragging it down, making sure I'm selecting the burger control, right? Drag, drag, drag. While you're on frame 15, make sure, don't be on any other frame. Zooming in. Alright. Contact, good. Frame 15. Now I need to start making the bounce effect for the burger. Alright. So that's frame 15. Frame 20. Okay, frame 20. Now, its bounce has to be in relation to where it is right now. Okay, so frame 20 is 5 frames, and I'm gonna make it bounce like here. Okay, this much space for a bounce is good. Maybe a little bit here if you want. Okay, so that's frame 20. So that's its up. Frame 25 is gonna be its down. And that's one hell of a down. Boom, 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 boom. But it'll work. Ooh, let me undo it. Okay, good. Zoom in. Alright, good contact point. It's okay if it's a little bit intersecting, it's fine. That's 25. Now I need the settle bounce, which is that mini bounce, which is, like I said before, 3 frames. So from 25, we're going to go 3 frames, which is 28. And in relation to where it was before, which was here, I'm going to go up maybe around here. Just a little bit. Just enough. So let me use my hotkeys. Remember the greater less than sign? The greater sign, which would be the comma, right? Press that. And press the less than sign, which would be the period key, goes up. So before, after, before, after, before, after. Nice little bounce. It looks bigger because of the distance, because the king was coming down. But from here, yeah. All right, good. So that's frame 28. Now from 28, it needs to come down. I gave it 4 frames because so from 28, right? I gave it 4 frames and I'll explain why. So I'm gonna go 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 frames. Usually I give it 3, but I gave it 4 because on the down, right, it's a whole lot of distance. So I gave it 4 frames instead of 3 because that extra padding in terms of that 1 extra frame, remember that 1 extra frame is 1 extra drawing. Okay? In relation to traditional animation, so I'm going to drag it down. Yes, that's one hell of a drop. Alright, so that's frame 32. Right there, good. That's 32. Okay, that's 32. And then I'm gonna go 3 frames forward. 1, 2, 3. I wanted to have a third a third smaller jump, a third smaller bounce. So maybe right around here, a mini bounce. Okay. And then another 3 frames, 1, 2, 3. I'm gonna bring it back down to its 0. Type in 0 up over here. Alright. So here's, I'm going up, frame 28, and boom, contact. And then that third mini bounce, which I didn't give it a third mini bounce for the other ones, but I did it for the burger because I just wanted to, and also because the fact that on the coming down, it's one hell of a fall. And so I bring it back. I make it bounce on me, a small bounce, and come back down. That's the reason why. Boom, boom, boom. So let's play it. Alt, also known as Option, and V. See? See, as you can see, the king stopped its animation, but the burger still has a lagging animation behind. That was its third mini bounce, which you can see, it just makes it more fun to watch. Okay. Again, let me play it again. Alright, so that was super fun. Alright, so that was done. Now let me select the burger controller, right? I'm gonna hit the space bar. Now let's go back to the graph editor, hit space bar again. Okay. I'm gonna select everything. Same procedure, break the tangents. Again, it's also over here. Break tangents, okay? I'm gonna hit the less than sign, also known as the period. Select it, select the handle, middle mouse, click and hold and drag. Left click, left marquee, select that handle, middle mouse, hold and drag, and less than sign, select that handle, middle mouse, hold and drag, maybe around here, select that handle, middle mouse, hold and drag, and then less than sign, select that, select the controller, middle mouse, drag, Now I'll hit F to zoom in and select that controller, middle mouse, click and drag, maybe right around here. Good. Move it over, which is Alt/Option and middle mouse to kind of pan it over. Select that controller, hit F. All right, and select that controller, the handle, middle mouse, and click, hold, and drag. There we go. And hit F again to frame out. Now you got this nice pop, 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 pop. Hit spacebar, spacebar. Let's play it out. Alt/Option and V. Very nice. And you see how the burger, it kind of stalls in the air for a millisecond. See that? And it has a last leftover small settle bounce, which is the third bounce. Alright, so that's good. So that's for the burger. Let's animate the top bun. Let me zoom out for a bit. I'm gonna grab the top bun, right? Let's go back to frame 0. For the top bun, I put frame 17 as its contact point. Okay, I chose 17 because it's 2 frames more than the burger's contact point. Again, using the strategy of lagging behind animation. So I'm going to pull it down so it makes contact with the burger. And remember, that's on frame 17. Always be mindful where your keyframes are. Alright, so that's the contact point. So that's frame 17. And same strategy, 5 frames forward for the initial first bounce. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's frame 22. So from this point of reference, it's going to have a decent sized pop of a bounce. So from this reference point, I'm going to pull up right around here. Okay, so let's go back to the previous keyframe, which is the greater than sign, also known as a comma, from here. And then the less than sign, which is a period. See? Pop. There's your bounce. To give the illusion of interaction. Pop. Okay? So that's frame 22. Then it needs to come back down. So remember I said it's 5 frames. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Frame 27. On frame 27, it's coming all the way down. I'm going to zoom in. Zoom in right around here. That's frame 27. Okay. So it made contact. And then frame 30 is its mini bounce. 1, 2, 3. Remember I said it's 3 frames. From this reference point where it was, visually, I'm going to give it a small bounce. Right around here. So from here, 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 here. Again, that's using the greater than less than sign, also known as the comma or the period, comma and then the period. Comma and period. Greater than less than sign. Alright. So there's your first mini bounce. Okay. And then frame 34 is it coming down, which is 4 frames. 1, 2, 3, 4. Again, I gave it 4 frames instead of 3 for the coming down part because it comes down from a greater distance, you know? So instead of 33, I give 34 to compensate for the amount of distance it's going to drop, because the burger is also dropping at the same time. See? Boom, 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 boom. Okay? That's the reason why I gave it 4 frames instead of 3 when it's coming down from the bounce, so the eyes can read it better. Now, just like the burger text, I'm going to give it a third bounce. Again, the reason why I'm giving it a third bounce is because it came down at a greater distance, and as such, I want to give it a nice subtle bounce. And also because it's just fun to make, and visually it's entertaining to see that. So that's 34, right? So let's give it 3 frames. 1, 2, 3. Give it a subtle bounce from this point of view, or this point of position, right around here. Okay, like that. That's 3 frames. And then 40, 1, 2, 3. I'm going to pull it back down, go to the graph editor, type in 0 just to make sure. Alright, that's 40. So we got that part done. Let's play it out. Alt, also known as Option, and V. Okay. Alright, so let's touch up on the top bun, because it looks kind of mechanical. I want to give it more of a pop. Spacebar into here. Select all of it. Break tangents, tangents, break tangents. Okay. Select that. Select that handle, middle mouse, click and hold and drag. There we go. Select that handle, middle mouse, click, hold and drag. Select that handle, that keyframe. Select that handle, middle mouse, click, hold and drag. Select that handle, middle mouse, click, hold and drag. Select that handle, middle mouse, click, hold and drag. Select that handle, hover over it, middle mouse, click, hold and drag. Select that keyframe, hit F. Select that handle, middle mouse, click, hold and drag. Let go, hit F. Alright, hit spacebar into here. Hold on Alt, also known as Option, hit V. See how much more natural it is. So that's how powerful the graph editor is. There's no way you can be a good animator without the graph editor. Alright, good. Alright, so that's done. Now we need to come back in and do some other secondary animation. I want to select the bend deformer for the bottom bun. Okay, I'm gonna pop that open from here. Pop that open. Let me select the bottom bun, the geometry, okay? I'm selecting this because it's right, but select the bottom bun, the geometry, and I think it's bend 3. I think it's bend 3, I'm pretty sure. Is it bend 3? Yeah, it's bend 3 handle, not bend 4. Alright, you know what? Let's select it from here, the bend 3 handle, not the geometry. Alright, so the bend 3, right? Select the handle from here and go into the inputs, click on that. Okay, that's the only way to activate it, to animate it. Alright, now don't do anything yet. We'll go to frame 0. We have to set the keyframes just like we did for its controller. Alright, specific keyframes aligned to the controller of the bottom bun. So frame 0, hit S. Now if you look over here, it's red. Now remember frame 11, hit S. See that? So on frame 11, I'm going to give the curvature of say 15. Okay, and see how, okay, there's the keyframe, there it is, it updated. Now I gave it this curvature. The reason why is that it's a downward force. So if I'm scrubbing, you can see it's coming down, and naturally it's going to have a U shape. It's going to be flopping this way. Boom. Okay, that's the reason why. Then at frame 16, which was its first bounce up, okay, I'm gonna reverse the curvature. I'm gonna give it maybe a negative 15, like that. See? Okay. All right. And let me also explain why we made bend 4. This bend. Remember, we made 2 bends. All right. The reasoning behind that is that, so here's bend 4. All right, which is this one right here going across this way. The previous bend 3 was this one over here. All right, so if you look closely, I didn't explain this in class because I wanted to just, you know, push forward. Is that you see how it's still like this on the side profile? The curvature is still like this, okay? Which some may like it, some may not. So for the bend 4, if I click in here, all right, and I type in, say, not 15, but a negative 10. See how it reversed it, right? That was the reason why I made you guys also make bend 4 handle, so that in all viewpoints you can manipulate its shape. Okay, and it didn't update. I guess for the first initial keyframe it doesn't update. So let me hit S. Okay, so that was frame 16. But remember, let's stick to our workflow. Go back to frame 11, right? Because that was the contact. Hit S. But this time I'm gonna type in 0 because I want it to be 0 and that it's coming down. So let's give it a positive 5 to give it more of that concave look, that lip over here. So that in all views, you can see the shape aligns to the movement. Okay, so here's frame 11. Let's go to bend 4, right? This is at curvature 5. Now let's see what was before at 0. Okay, but curvature 5, there. Maybe 7. You could give it a 7. And here's 16. Reversed it. And then let's go to frame 0. Regarding bend 4, I just want to stick to my strategy, set a keyframe on every major keyframe. These are your landmark keyframes, and that's the reason why. Alright, so pop, pop. It reversed up. Now frame 16 to frame 21, it's coming down. And obviously I don't like this because it's coming down, so it should have a U curve. So let's go to frame 21, right? Frame 21, okay. Select bend handle 3. And go into inputs, bend handle 3, okay. Hit S. So we can lock in the keyframe for our key pose, frame 21. Now frame 21, I'm going to type in 0. Alright. And then I'm going to type in a positive 10 to give it a more U curve. Alright. So from the front view, you got that nice U. From the side view, not so much. You see what I mean? From the side view. So let me fix that. Let me grab bend 4 again. Okay. And looks like there's nothing here, but in actuality I have to go into the inputs. Right, now you see it. Hit S. So for frame 21, right? Now let's make the curvature to 0. See, it brought it back up to get our shape back to more of a U curve, right? So let's type in, say 5. So I get more of a better curve. Type in 10. Now I get even more better curve. So not just from the front, but from the side. But from the side now, it's kind of leveling itself out. Let me type in 5. Good, 5. That way 5, curvature of 5, you'll still see it here and enough here. Could be better. Yeah, let's keep it 5. Let me go back to bend handle 3. Alright, bend handle 3, bend handle 3. Let me type in 15 to give it more of a harder, stronger curve. Yeah. Okay, good. So that's frame 21. And then let's go to frame 24. And yeah, frame 24. 21. 1, 2, 3. Right, yeah, frame 24. Frame 24 is the little mini bounce. So let's set it to have bend handle 3, right? Set it to 0. Okay. And then let's give it a negative 10. Or maybe even a negative 13. Like that. But if you look in the side view, like I said before, it looks a little wonky, you know? Because from the front, you got that nice reverse. From the side, you do not. So let me grab bend handle 4. And then bend handle 4 under the inputs. Let me type in 0. Okay. To make it better. And then negative 10. So I can have a nice reverse curve in the side profile as well. And perfect. Good. Good. Alright. So that's frame 24. And for the last frame, 27. Okay. Frame 27, let's zero it out. Because that's the final pose. Settle. That was frame bend 4 handle. Let's grab bend 3 handle. Go in here, type in 0. That way we zero out everything back to default. Good. Alright. Also, for the record, there's a better way to set this up. Okay. just in case if anyone want to nitpick at me, you know, there's a better way to set this up, but it requires what we call set-driven keys, and I decided to not pursue that because it'll drive a lot of you crazy in terms of building it and whatnot. It's just, so I decided to just go this route, you know, and do it this way. But for the next, for the more advanced class, I think I will for sure incorporate set-driven keys. But for now, no. All right, so let's go back here and go Alt, also known as Option, hit V. All right, good. All right, so we got that. Now let's do it for the king. You can select that. Let me close this. Let me pop that open, pop that open. Let's grab bend handle 6, right? Go over here, bend handle 6. Now I'm gonna go to frame 0. I'm gonna hit S to lock in our keyframes. And go to frame 13. All right. 13 was its contact point, hit S. I'm gonna give a curvature of say 15. You could give it more if you want, like 17 if you want, up to you. Or 20. So that's frame 13. And then let's go to frame 18, which is its bounce. Obviously now I have to reverse it. So give it a negative 20 if you want. Okay, just make sure that it reads well. So that's frame 18. And then frame 23 is its downward force. I need to reverse it. Give it a positive 20. Or maybe a positive 15. Yeah, I like 15 better. At least for me. But if you notice now, since I gave it a curvature on both the bun and the text, there's a bit of a space. I want to make sure I have a solid contact point. So I'm going to grab its controller like this. No. Either whether it be like this, making sure I know I can verify it's there, or just grabbing it here and pull it down right around here. Alright, good. Now let me go back in, grab its handle, right? Because we have to animate its handle. Bend 6 over here under inputs. So that was frame 23. And then go to frame 26 for its bounce. And I'm going to reverse it. Give it a negative 15. Okay. That's on frame 26. I give it a negative 15 because it's bouncing up. And I need to reverse its curve to give that little flex. Frame 26. So from frame 26, go back down. It's coming back down to frame 29. 1, 2, 3. Now I need to reverse that to give it a positive curve. Give it a 15. Okay. That's frame 29. I'm going to grab its controller and I'm going to pull it down a little bit more so I have a little bit more contact. So that's frame 29. And then frame 30, right? Remember it's settle. But now I have to fix its curvature. Grab the bend handle. Go up to bend 6. Type in 0. Boom. Let's play it. Alright, good. Now let's go grab the burger. Let me pop that open. Pop that open. And I'm going to grab bend handle 5 for the burger. Then I'm going to go into its inputs. Click that. And hit S. Okay, for frame 0. Making sure it's frame 0. Go to frame 15, which is its contact point. Right? Frame 15, remember. And I'm going to type in 15. Because it's downward force coming down. Maybe 20. Yeah, 20 is better. Strong force coming down. So that's frame 15. Now let's go up to frame 20, because we have to initiate its bounce. Right? And give it a negative, what? Negative 20? That could work. 15, pop, pop, pop. Boom. Frame 20. I reversed it to a negative 20. Okay. Frame 15, a positive 20. Frame 20, a negative 20 to give it a reverse because it's popping back up. Alright. So in animation, we use curves, right? In terms of shapes to give a better sense of a pop from here, okay? Those are little animation, I guess, tricks that we use. All right, so that's frame 20. Frame 25 is coming down, okay? All right, frame 25 is coming down. I want to give it a positive curve because it's coming down. Maybe like 15. Okay. And then 28 is its mini pop or mini bounce. All right, from here. Let me give it a negative 15 to reverse it. And then remember frame 32, I gave it 4 frames on its coming down. All right, that's frame 32. I'm going to give it a positive 15. All right, so that's frame 32. And then frame 32, I'm going to, from there, go forward to frame 35, which is its third subtle settling bounce. Frame 35. I'll give it a negative 10. Okay. And then frame 38 is its final settle, which is 0. Okay. All these keyframes are in line with the original keyframes for the burger. Because if I select the burger controller, it's the same contact points. Always keep that in mind. Very nice. All right, good. Almost done. Now we gotta do for the King controller, not the controller, but it's bend deformer, okay? No, not King. Hold on. Not King. The top. Right, top bun. Pop that open, pop that open. Okay, good. Let me zoom out. Alright, so just to make sure bend handle 1 is this bend handle. Let's mess with that first. bend handle 1, select that. Okay. Hit, make sure on frame 0, hit S. And then frame 17, that was its contact point. I'm going to give it a curvature of 15 or maybe even 20. Alright. But, you know, it looks decent like this. But if you see, this front part, the lip is flopping down. See that? See that? Again, here's the reason why I made you create the other bend deformer, which is this one. Now we're gonna put it to use. Hit S. Oh wait, it won't let me because I need to go in here. Remember bend handle 2, which is this one right here. I'm in this side profile, so I can get rid of this curvature going down like that. I'm gonna type in 15, maybe 17, at least to get rid of that. You know, it's straight, but it's better than the other U, or the reverse U. While in the front view, it looks like that. Well, it has this shape like this, which is what I want, while maintaining that this lip doesn't slope down. So that's frame 17. On frame, curvature of 17 on frame 17. S. Okay. And then on frame 0, I want to put it back to 0. Because just to start from neutral. There we go. Alright, good. Alright. So that's frame 17. Then on frame 22, I want to reverse it. But I'm going to grab bend handle 1. Alright, bend handle 1, which is this one right here. Let's give it a negative 20. That's pretty harsh. Let's give it a negative 15 instead. Okay. And let me go back here and go to bend handle 2, which is the side profile one. Alright. And go into its inputs. Type in 0. Alright. Good. See that? 17. And pop. I think it's a lot in terms of its curvature. It's pretty aggressive. So I'm going to bend handle 1, selected it here, go into here, type in maybe a negative 10. Yeah. Or maybe a negative 12. Negative 12. And then the side profile, you know, it's going down like that. Well, yeah. Let me grab bend handle 2. Okay, bend handle 2. Bend handle 2 under inputs. And boom, boom, boom. So it needs to go like this. From the side profile. Give it a negative 5. Maybe a negative 10. No. Negative 5 is fine. Alright, so that's frame 22 for bend handle 2. Okay. Alright. Good. Frame 22. And then frame 27, it's coming down, okay? It's coming down, and let me select bend handle 1 for the front profile curvature. Bend handle 1 in here. Let me type in a positive 10 or positive 13 even. Okay, I like that for frame 27, right? Because it's coming down. But as you can see, on the side profile, the lip is curving down, which is not what I want. So let me grab bend handle 2. Bend handle 2. Let's zero it out. Okay, bring it back normal. And then type in 5 or 7. 7, yeah. And it still looks good. Okay. So it's bend handle 2. From the side profile, I want to raise the lip back up because it was sloping down, okay? Alright, good. Good. Alright. So that's frame 27. Now I'll go to frame 30. Frame 30 is its mini bounce. I'm going to grab bend handle 1. Bend handle 1 over here. Type in 0. Okay. And then to zero it out, -5. I like -5. Okay. And from the side profile, okay, so got that reverse curve from the front, like that. Side, kind of like that too. Right, so from here, pop, pop, pop. Let me grab bend handle 2 again. This guy right here. Bend handle 2. Type in 0. And then type in -5. Alright, so I'm getting it back. Type in -8. Good. Go to the front. Now I'm losing it. Let me grab bend handle 1. Bend handle 1. Give it a -10. Good. I'm getting that curvature back. Maybe a -13. Good. It's kind of wrestling each other. Almost canceling each other out, but still better than not having it. Alright, good. So that's frame 30. Frame 34, contact. Okay. I need to reverse it on frame 34 for bend handle 1. Type in 0. Type in -15. Right. Type in 0. Alright, so let me grab also bend handle 2. Alright. On frame 34, bend handle 2, type in 0 just to zero out everything. Okay. Let me go back to bend handle 1 and change it from now. Good. Good. But you see from the side profile, you got this going on. See how it's coming back down? So let me see if I can help alleviate it by grabbing the bend handle 2, type in 15 or 10, at least 10. Yeah. Yeah, there we go. That's frame 34. and then frame 37. Let me type in 0. Okay. Grab bend handle 1. Bend handle 1. Type in 0. Alright. So bend handle 2 I had typed in 0 on frame 37. Bend handle 1. Okay. Bend handle 1. I also typed in 0 just to zero everything out. So from boom, 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 contact, pop, pop, pop. Alright. Now for bend handle 1, which is this guy right here, give it -10 or -7, maybe a -7. Okay. Alright. This profile, yeah, I don't like that. Bend handle 2. Bend handle 2. Right, okay. Hold on. So from here, it's popping back up. So this has to be this way. -5, -10. Okay. Let me grab, for now it should be okay. You know what? Grab bend handle 1. Grab bend handle 1. Type in -10. Right. Okay. Yeah. Alright, -10. Alright, so that's frame 37. Last frame, frame 40. Alright, frame 40. Bend handle 1. Type in 0. Bend handle 2. Bend handle 2 under inputs. Type in 0. Alright. Now let's play. Alright. So you see how it abruptly cuts here? And then it restarts from here. Let's give it, make it 50 here. Type 50 here. We'll give it 10 frames so our eyes can read it. Good. Alright, good. Alright, so we're almost done. Let me just check something out. Alright, I want you guys to do this. So remember up here, so it goes contact, we got that reverse curve, we go back up, we reverse that, we went back down, reverse that, go back up, and come back down, right? So now when it come back down, completely flat, for the bend deformer, bend 3. Alright, bend 3. Let me close this Let me close this back up. Bottom bun, right? Pop that open. Bend 3. Okay. Bend 3. Alright. So that's the bottom bun. Bend 3. Bend 3. Right? So instead of 27, I want you to hold down Shift, left click, and drag. So you highlighted this keyframe over here. Again, that is, go to one frame behind frame 27, hold down Shift, hold down left click, and drag one time. That way you get that red bar. And then I want you to grab this orange yellow triangle, push it forward 1 frame, push it forward 2 frames. Good. So I gave it 2 frames padding. So let's play it. Okay. Now let's grab it again. Bend handle 3. Bend handle 3, right? Now I want us to click on frame 29. Okay. Hold on Shift, left click, hold, drag, drag, drag to frame 23. Okay. From there, again, go to frame 29, hold down Shift, click and hold left click, drag, drag, drag to frame 23. Go back and hover over this yellow triangle, click, left click and hold, drag 1 time, drag 1 more time. I'm just applying more of a subtle lag effect just for the bend deformer. You see that? Before I thought it was a little harsh the way that the bottom bun just flattens out so quickly. Let's play it. See that? You see that subtle leftover movement? Good. I like that. Alright, now I'm satisfied. Alright, good. Now let's put in the final touch, which is the spin. Okay. Let me go Control Shift. Should I save this? Yeah, I should save it. Go to File, Save As. Well, you say whatever you want to save it. Alright. Okay. Alright, so select the BurgerKing main controller, okay? And I'm going to scrub. So the contact is 11, right? So on frame 10, 11, 12. Starting from frame 12, or maybe even frame 13. Yeah, starting on frame 13, okay? I'm gonna experiment. On frame 13, while having the BurgerKing main controller selected, hit S. Okay, and then hit E. Alright, for the rotate. Now you choose. You can either choose to spin while you see this axis point right here, this guy. You can spin this way if you want to make a 360 spin. Okay, you see how it's updating here under rotate Y, which is a negative. Okay, you can type in negative 360. Wait, no, don't do that. Undo. 0. Keyframe at 0, okay? On frame 13. Keyframe on 0, on frame 13. Don't put any keyframe on 0. Put on frame 13, 0, nothing. Frame 13, nothing. Now, scrub, 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 boom, boom. Alright, so frame 13, keyframe with nothing in here. Alright, so on frame 44, I want you to hit another keyframe. Hit S. Okay. Then on the rotate Y, you could type in either a positive 360 or a negative 360. I'm going to type in negative 360. You could experiment with either or. And hit enter. Okay. Again, frame 44. Under rotate Y, either a negative or a positive 360. And I'm going to click outside. I'm going to scrub it. Alright. Let's play it. Alright, that works. A nice subtle spin out. Alright, that looks awesome. Let's see it from another view. Another view. Cool. Alright, so that's pretty much it. So that's the end of this tutorial. I'm gonna upload it onto YouTube, and I'll put timestamps for major events. I mean, obviously I can't put timestamps for everything, but for major keyframes, I'll put timestamps to the best of my ability. Okay, bye.